Senator Rabe.
To debate against the bill.
You have the floor.
I had to predict that the pregnant lady would say something about this one. Senators, I did appreciate the amendment to this bill, but I still believe this is an example of the heavy hand of the state going too far. Many of us know what this bill is targeted at, which was an ordinance not to prioritize the prosecution of abortions. A move that I, as someone who elected my city representatives, very much supported. I'm concerned that many of the moves by this body to criminalize healthcare, my access to healthcare as a woman, endangering many pregnancies, including my own, and I appreciate the ability that my city has to prioritize the enforcement of different crimes. And although the amendment does soften some of the language, I'm still concerned about the state's enforcement of this matter. Agree with the senator to my left that cities need to have the ability to enhance public safety based on local needs, and this bill still does take away local control and could be interpreted to do that. Cities have a police force to protect constituents based on their local needs, and they should be able to prioritize multiple felonies, not just abortion, but from drug crimes to different violent crimes. And that allows them to focus scarce resources on the needs that their constituents are facing. Now, the state is saying that if a jurisdiction decides to not enforce certain crimes that they may not see as a priority, the state would cut the funding to these local governments. At the same time, while the state is creating new felonies, which in my personal opinion, I do not believe should be felonies, the state does not provide local governments with increased budget capacity to potentially enforce those felonies or guidance for how to do so in a way that doesn't harm citizens. In fact, in various other ways outside of the abortion issue, I've heard from cities whose budgets are being shortchanged by other bills that we pass, causing some of them to operate well below the number of officers that they need to protect citizens. But as for how this bill could play out simply around the issue of abortion, particularly in our ordinance that it's targeted at, what does that look like in our communities? A neighbor finds out a neighbor is pregnant. Maybe they miscarry, they don't know. They find out about it and they report that to a police officer. The police knocks on this woman's door who's just miscarried to investigate her miscarriage. A doctor who has to make a difficult decision about a woman's pregnancy, whether or not her life is in danger enough to have to abort the baby, and then having to report that to police officers to investigate the medical decision that they make in line with the oath that they take. Getting and being pregnant right now in this state is already scary enough. Idaho doesn't need police doing pregnancy investigations, interrogating women and doctors, and our local cities should be able to decide on this matter of opinion how crimes are prosecuted, and senators, how other crimes are prosecuted as well. With that, I will be voting no.